What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a bit different. I'm going to be working on a boat. The boat sat for about 2 years or so. It had some issues prior to its sit-in, so hopefully I can get it running again. So stay tuned and let's see what happens. Alright, let's check it out here. Really clean motor. Really clean. That's one of the carburetor models, so typically I don't like working on carbureted engines just because it's a pain. Look at all that. You have to get it out. It's a lot of screws and things like that. I like injected just because it's real easy. Usually it's just a rail. So first things first, before I even get started on this motor, there's a couple of things I want to check. The main complaint is it's not planing out. So what that tells me, it could be either low compression, fuel delivery, or a coil issue. If one of the cylinders is not firing, then it's not getting enough power to take off. So I'm gonna go through and do those tests and see what I come up with. So I just went to check this filter here and it was really loose. So that could be another thing too. So far, everything I'm seeing, it could be a fuel delivery issue, because if this was loose and there's opening here for fuel to get out, then it's going to restrict and it won't get them playing at higher RPM. You know, it's fine on idle because it doesn't require that much fuel. Same thing, I got the primer bulb here, and it feels a little weird. It's like dry rotted, so if that has a hole in it, it's not gonna allow the engine to get the full fuel delivery they require. So, well, I try to get fuel out, but there's nothing happening here. I'm looking at all these carbs here, and it's pretty caked up looking on the outside. Internally, it's probably all gunked up. So if you guys ever gonna let your boat sit for a really long time, use ethanol-free gas, because if you don't, it gets caked up really bad after a while. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the compression test. Typically there's a plastic piece here. Most Yamaha, they have a plastic piece before you can get to the spark plugs. You got this is 4 cylinders, so you got 4 spark plugs, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yamaha does a good job. It normally labels all the coil wires, so but you know, if you're not working on the Yamaha, something else, just make sure you have the firing order correct if your coils are not labeled. Most Yamaha are 5/8, so spark plug is good, pretty clean. This is a 2002 Yamaha, so typically around 150 psi, and each cylinder is good. Or, you know, you don't want to see more than a 10% difference. Great, battery's dead. Thought it was charged up, but I guess not. Sorry guys, it was really hard to get the compression gauge on camera and try to turn over the motor at the same time. Alright, so I just did the compression test and it looks like cylinder 1 is right at 95, so that might be our problem. Everything else is reading 125. Pour some oil in there to see maybe if it's just a stuck ring. So crank it a few times, get the oil out, and then do a test again. Alright, just did another test after the oil. After I got all the oil out, and it looks like it's right at 150 now, so I don't know, that could mean a couple of things. Either the ring was stuck or there's some oil and it's a wet compression test, so we'll see. Yep, there's some oil that came out there, so maybe that's just because there's oil in there that's making the compression reading a little bit higher, but we'll see. I'm gonna try and get it started since the compression went up a little bit after I poured the oil. So these right here are the drain screws. Each carburetor has one. I already got one out, so go ahead, get all four out, drain out all the old gas, try to turn over with some new gas. So let's see what happens. All right, that's a good sign. I'm gonna put the screws back in on the car, crank it up, put it on the muffs, and see if I can get it running for a little bit. And if it does run, I'm gonna try and burn out all of this old fuel and put some fuel cleaner in there. Alright guys, so it's the next day and I decided not to take apart all the carbs. It's a big job. It's going to take a couple hours. So instead I'm going to run some Seafoam and some fresh gas and see if I can get it to fire up. If I do get it to fire up and it stays running, I'm probably going to take it for a test run and then let my buddy decide what route he wants to take. So stay tuned. But before I do all of that, I am going to test the compression because now that I threw the oil in the cylinder, all the oil should have came out, and now I could actually do a dry compression test and it should have the true reading. So let's see where we're at. All right, so check this out. I just did the compression test again on cylinder 1. And looks like it's right where we left off, around 90, 95. So it's a combination of things going on with his boat here, why it's not planing out. This carb right here is leaking really bad, and with low compression on this cylinder, that's a addition for your planing out issue. So here. I got it to start up, so let the carbs clean out a little bit. Don't worry, that smoke is normal when you use Seafoam, right? That's all the Seafoam burning through. That's all the Seafoam burning through right now. Alright, so I finally got it idling right around 1,000 RPM. Yamaha recommends around 700. Carbs definitely needs to clean. But I'm gonna try take it for a test run to see. It's still leaking a little bit here. It's leaking a lot. So that's one of the reasons it's not idling properly. Alright, so I had it idling about 4 minutes so far. And it's idling at 1,000 still. But it's a leak that's causing it to not go any lower. Alright guys, so we took this bad boy for a test run on the lake and it was not pumping water, so now we got a different problem. The lower unit here, we're gonna get it off, and the impeller is probably really bad because it's been sitting for over 2 years. I got the help of my boy Gavin here. So we weren't able to actually put it on plane because it started overheating right by the ramp. So shut it off and pull it back up to the trailer. Just brought it home. So once we get the lower unit full, we're gonna take a look at the impeller since it's not pumping water. You know, whenever it's in the actual lake.
A bucket or something.
Yeah, look, you
looks
can
a little
tell.
rusty.
Yeah. Since it wasn't pumping water in the lake, but it's pumping from the hose, that tells me that it's definitely an impeller. Show me that again. Look at that. That anode is really bad. That controls your steering as well. Alright, so let's drop this lower unit. Ready?
That's good. Oh wow. See what's stuck there? Lift the engine up more so I can pull it out straight.
That's it. Yeah, just give it a little. There you go. You could tell, look at this.
Yeah.
That thing is definitely corroded.
Oh yeah, this is bad, dude.
You see how it
He's never done this before.
Yeah, you see that in there? I got all the bolts off. That's free. Oh. Well,
I think I know what the problem is.
I know the problem.
You ain't got no gas?
Gavin and I have been around boats for a while. Look at it. Look at this impeller. Holy
You gotta show him a picture of what a good one looks like.
Oh my god.
Fin. That's all the plastic.
Man, it's all chewed up in there. So this is what a bad impeller looks like. Look at this. There's no fins. And I just happen to have a brand new one for a larger motor on hand. And that's what it should look like. Check that out. This was the reason that the boat was not pissing water, and I think this is the reason that caused the overheating, and also for him.
I don't think it's think. It was.
Yeah, not think. And also for him to have no compression in the top cylinder. The boat did overheat at one point. Whenever, you know, I don't know if it's through him or the previous owner, but yeah, as you can see here, look at that. Normal fin or impeller. And this is really, really bad. I've never seen one like this in my 10, 15 plus years of working on boats. So yeah, we're gonna get this change up and then we'll take in a test run again. So this is how I can get my boat stuff done and spend time with my daughter. What's up, Kyle? Dang, that's 4 horsepower you got moving quick.
To the rescue.
Kyle to the rescue. Battery died. Battery died, huh?
You don't need a motor.
I know. Dang, that was quick. Oh shit, that was quick, bro. All right, so after Kyle brought the jump pack, I was able to get the motor started. I took it for a test run, but then the carb was leaking really, really bad. And the motor was starving for fuel, so it turns out I'm gonna have to actually rebuild all of these carbs. This is the bottom of the float. Look at that. So far I've done 2 of them. All 2 were pretty caked up, so got 2 more to go. Get up the floats and get up all the needles in here. Float needle's pretty clean compared to all the others. That one's not too bad. This is carb number 1, so this is the first line of defense here. So maybe that's why it's not so bad, but 3 and 4 was skunked up all the way. So let's get this cleaned out. I'll get back to you. Nope. Float is good. No resistance there, so that's what you want to see. Forever free. Alright, we're halfway completed. All the carbs are fully clean. There was a lot of gunk in 3 and 4, but 1 and 2 was alright. Not too bad. We're going to assemble all back together, link them, and get it on the boat. Alright guys, carbs are all clean, put back together, intake manifolds on. This bad boy's ready to go on, but it's really hot right now. It's at least 97 degrees, so check out the setup. Alright guys, just got done here. Check it out. Back to new. No extra parts, so I think I did good. So next, we're gonna fire it up and see if it stays running. So I got it idling to spec right now. It's an 800, but there's a little, you can hear that, there's a little hiccup, so I got to investigate. Probably something needs to adjust a little bit. Maybe one of the carb screw. Alright y'all, so I finally got this motor done. Got all the carbs tuned correctly. I don't have a carb syncing tool, but I did it to the best of my ability through ear. Check it out, it starts first start each time, so. Alright guys, so we finally got this thing all finished and here for the final test. So I'll go ahead and see if I could get it on plane one last final time. I went ahead and synced all 4 carburetors. It wasn't easy because I don't have the tool, but it sounds really good right now. Idling good. So let's see if it will take off. does it for this one. In conclusion, if you own a boat, please do not let it sit for too long. Boats are a little bit different from cars. When you have it sitting for too long, you run into all sort of issues. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick fixer-upper. I'll see you on the next.